Hi everybody, this is Thomas again. So I've got something a little bit different for you guys today. It's still a pack opening. However, these are a little bit different from what you consider a normal pack. So I was over at From the Vault Games over in Liverpool, which is pretty much on the edge of Syracuse. And I was playing Commander there. And the owner at the store, they come up with these mystery packs. There are 10 cards in a pack. It's $1 per pack, and you can get 6 of them for $5. And there's a chance to get some interesting stuff. You can get dual lands, I think 4 mana drains, and a couple of other stuff. And there's always a guaranteed rare or mythic in a pack. So I figured, little different. Is my honestly, these cards could be from any set made, and I figured I might as well try them and see if I have any luck in pulling any of the dual lands. So let's get started. So I think the way they have these, you can't see into them, is that they're all both sides are facing inwards. So let's start with pack number 1 and see how this goes. Looks like it's going to be 5 cards. Okay, let's see. So we've got an uncommon to start, Dark Blast. This is from the Golgari Guild Kit, I want to say. Is that? Okay. The Golgari Guild Kit looks like... Just a second. So let's go into the first pack here. I've already taken it out of the sleeve. So right at the front, we have Dark Blast here. This is from the Golgari Guild Kit. Target creature gets -1/-1 on the turn. Dredge 3, 1 black. Let's see. Voyaging Satyr. Satyr Druid. Tap it. Untap target land. So in a sense, it's a mana dork. But let's see. We have Witch Hunter. This is This is a white border card. 2 and 2 white. Witch Hunter deals 1 damage to target player. Pay 1 and 2 white. Return target creature and opponent controls to owner's hand. Interesting. Ravenous Bloodseeker. We have an Innistrad uncommon. Let's see, discard a card. Ravenous Bloodseeker gets +2, -2 until end of turn. Last Word. This is our rare. 2 and 2. 2 blue and 2. Last Word can't be countered by spells or abilities. Counter target spell. Interesting. That's a neat one. Pretty good counter spell. Might run that in a commander deck. We've got Rumbling Sentry. It's a Pharaoh's Common. Underworld Charger, Pharaoh's Common. Artful Takedown, Ravnica Common. Fists of Ironwood. I want to say this is like a Mirrodin. And then we've got Fiery Temper, Innistrad. So far, there's been a mix of cards in this. I have gotten some uncommons. I've gotten some... and from different sets too. So it's interesting to say the least. I think this is going to be fun. And it'll be neat to see what kind of cards we can get out of this. So as you can see, they come double sleeve like that. So when you're at the store, there's no possible way of telling what they are. So I think I'm going to do it like this. Okay. So we've got Malphus Squad, which is from the... Let's see. Yeah, it looks like this is from the Kaladesh block. Staunch-Hearted Warrior. That is from the original Theros block. Falkenrath Noble. This might also be Innistrad, but I'm not sure. Tawnos' Wand. Now, this is an older card. 4 artifact, 2 tap it. Target creature with power no greater than 2. Comes unblockable until end of turn. Other effects may later be used to increase the creature's power beyond 2. That's interesting. That's the wording on that makes it so that you could have something low powered, and after this effect goes into play, you can start pumping up the creature to get the damage in. That's neat. Ruins of Aran Reef. This is a foil rare. Wow. Okay. Enters the battlefield tapped. Tap it to add colors to your mana pool. You tap it to put a 1/1 counter on target colorless creature entering the battlefield this turn. Wow, that's pretty good. And an Ashnod's Altar. That's also really good. Now I already have one of these from my dad's collection that he gave me, but still, older Ashnod's Altar is always a good find. We have Cabal Paladin. Gonna put that up there. Grasp of the Hieromancer, Jump, and Charity Extractor. So far we've had a really interesting mix of cards that you can get out these packs here. So let's keep going. Okay, first off we have Voltaic Servant from Dominaria. Ornithopter. Wow, an original Ornithopter, or an older version. This has got a few reprints, but it's always a really neat... there's some... Because it's a 0-drop, 0-2 artifact creature flying, you can... It can be usable in some really nasty combos. Combat Medic. 2 and a white. And if you notice, this is the old school mana symbol for white. When you look at new cards, it's a lot more defined, the sun, the rays on the sun. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, for example, with this Grasp of the Hieromancer, you can tell the difference between the two. So that's the new white mana symbol. That's the old school mana symbol. Okay, let's keep going and see what we can find. So far, this has been real interesting, to say the least. I've probably said that 3 times now. Jeez. Okay, Combat Medic. 1 on white, prevent 1 damage to any player or creature. There's a lot of those kind of prevent a damage spells. Back then, people weren't getting hit for like a lot of damage at a time. Undead Minotaur. Mind Rack Harpy. We got Find and Finality as our rare. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. You may put up to 2 1/1 counters on a creature you control, then all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. Neat. Staff of the Flame Magus. Whenever you cast a red spell or a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. And we have another rare, Eidolon of Obstruction from the recent Theros Beyond Death block. 1 and a white, enchantment creature spirit, 2/1, first strike, loyalty abilities of planeswalkers your opponents activate, cost 1 more to activate, and the Bloodfell Caves. And we have a Vampire Warlord. 4 and a black, sacrifice another creature, regenerate Vampire Warlord 4/2. Okay. So, for those of you who are wondering, well, Thomas, why did you buy all these random cards? Because, 1, I thought it'd make good content, and 2, there's a solid chance I could pull a dual land, and the dual lands, even the really beat up ones, are still worth something. And, honestly, I'd rather just, I'd rather pay $30, get a chance at a dual land than having to pay $100, $200 out of pocket to get one. So, let's keep going. We got Pit Keeper. Okay. I'm going to skip over most of the uncommons. Brass Man. Does not tap as normal. You must pay 1 during your Wow, that's a bad card. Yiva, Nature's Herald. 2 and 2 green. Flash. You may cast green creature cards as though they had flash. This is actually a really solid card. I can't complain about this. Give green creatures flash. Yeah, Commander loves it. Talon of the Telepath, another rare. 2 blue and 2, sorcery. Target opponent reveals the top 7 cards of his or her library. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from among them without paying its mana cost. Then that player puts the rest into his or her graveyard. Spell Mastery. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, you may cast up to 2 revealed instant or sorcery cards this way. That's pretty good. Oh, wow, another rare? Holistic Wisdom. 2 green and 1, enchantment. I don't even know what set that is. Pay 2, remove a card in your hand from the game. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. If it shares its type with the card, removed this way. Huh, that's an interesting form of recursion from the grave. Let's see, Feral Abomination, common. Fists of Ironwood again. Another rare, Counterbore. 2 and 3 additional. This is Lorwyn. Counter target spell. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for all cards with the same name as that spell, remove them from the game. Then that player shuffles his or her library. Not great for Commander because of the fact that most card decks aren't going to be playing more than one card. Still counterspell, and I think there's, well, if you know you're going up against something like, say, Persistent Petitioners, or, for example, my Rat Colony deck, yeah, this would suck to play against in those kinds of Commander games. Jeez, what is this pact? Demonic Pact. Okay, 2 and 2, Enchantment, Mythic. Beginning of your upkeep, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Demonic Pact deals 4 damage to target creature or player and you gain 4 life. Target opponent discards 2 cards, you draw 2 cards, or you lose the game. So the point of this, you try to get these 3, and before you have to resolve that, you remove it with some kind of form of removal. Still interesting. And another rare, what the heck? Harvester of Souls, 4 and 2 demon, Death Touch. Whenever another non-token creature card dies, you may draw a card. Wow, okay. That was a bit of a pack. So let's keep going. So it's interesting, and I think when they design, the guys who put these together, they try to keep in mind trying to give cards. I know they can't give every pack good cards, but they do their best. And, you know, probably some of these are bulk rares, but they're, you know, there's stuff that maybe people haven't considered using before. And so I think if you ever have a chance to pick some of these up, they're cheap. Gives you access to some older cards, especially if you're newer to the game. And if you're into Commander, it can give you some ideas and give you some interesting options that you can use over maybe, say, some of the more expensive staples that Commander tends to use. So we have a Gorilla pack. Okay. Yorion Soldier, artifact creature. Attacking does not cause Yorion Soldier to attack. Okay, so it's Vigilance without the Vigilance keyword. Qasali Pridemage. This is actually a decent hit. People have really wanted to use this, especially with Sen and Rari. God, I'm probably butchering your name. But the new Cat and Dog Legendary Box Topper that was out of the core set 21. And also, it's just a really solid card if you're playing Green and White and Commander. You sacrifice it, destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's pretty solid removal. It's a 2/2 body. I'm actually going to put that up here. It's, let's see, Malevolent Whispers. This is also Innistrad, 3 in red. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gets +2/+0, gains haste until end of turn. Madness, 3 and a red. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its madness cost or put it into your graveyard. And we have a rare Wolf of a mythic, sorry. A Wolf of Devil's Breach. Elemental Wolf, 2 red and 3. Whenever this card attacks, you may pay 1 in a red and discard a card. If you do, this card deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the discarded card's converted mana cost. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 5/5 to boot, a 5/5 for 5. Nice. Urban Utopia. Undercity Uprising. Notion Thief. Dimir and 2. Flash 3/1. If an opponent would draw a card except the first one he or she draws in each of his or her draw steps, instead that player skips that draw and you draw a card. So if you're playing against someone who draws a lot of cards, this is a great way to stop them. We have Dryad Militant. Hybrid green-white mana. Dryad Soldier 2/1. If an instant or sorcery card would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile instead. Not bad. And Dranine's Elite, 1 in a green, 2/2. Elf Warrior. When this card enters the battlefield, if you control another elf, put a 1/1 green Elf Warrior creature token onto the battlefield. If you're playing Elf Ball, this is probably a great include. Elf Ball being, you make lots of elves, you swing lots of elves. And they can ramp out fast. It's ridiculous. So, let's see what we got. Okay, so we start off with a rare. Path of Discovery, 3 and a green. Enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. Explorers, reveal the top card of your library, put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, you put a 1/1 counter on the creature, then put the card back or put it into your graveyard. So it's almost an alternate form of scry that gives you, that either draws you a land card or pumps a creature and it lets you set your top deck. It's closer to Surveil than it is Scry, where because you can put into your graveyard instead of back on top of your deck. We have Anawan the Rune Sage. I think this is our first legendary creature. 2 black and 3. Vampire Shaman 4/3. At beginning of your upkeep, each player sacrifices a non-vampire creature. So he's probably a good card. He would probably not be bad to play in. I just realized I should separate out the mythics. But he's not a bad card if you want to play like a vampire tribal deck. Maybe not. Maybe there's a better one for the commander, but you could still, for example, have him in the 99 and you don't have to worry about sacking any of your own creatures. And there's no condition here saying you, so it's only each player sacrifices a non-vampire creature, so if you only have vampires, you don't have to sack anything. Let's see. Grizzly Spectacle, 2 black and 2. Okay, common. Ivory Tower. Pay 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, gain 1 life for each card in your hand in excess of 4. This might be like a draw yourself out deck as a form of life gain. That's interesting. We have, so we pulled her earlier, but actually this is a foil version of Eva. Not bad. Another Talented Telepath, another Holistic Wisdom, Stronghold Confessor, and we have a Galecaster Colossus, Giant Wizard. Tap an untapped wizard you control, return target non-land permanent you don't control to its owner's hand. We have Grixis Slave Driver. I'm not sure what set this is. I'll have to look into it. Maybe it's like a core set or something, or maybe a Horizon. Maybe it's a modern set. Anyways, so let's keep going. We have Ribbon of Night. This is from the Dimir Guild kit. Black and 4. Ribbon of Night deals 4 damage to target creature, and you gain 4 life. If blue was spent to cast Ribbon of Night, draw a card. Okay. Hungry Flames, 2 and a red. Hungry Flames deals 3 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. Okay. Trade Caravan, white. During your upkeep, put a currency counter on Trade Caravan. You remove 2 currency counters from Trade Caravan onto untapped target basic land. Use this ability only during any opponent's upkeep. It's white, lets you untap lands, but only on your opponent's upkeep. Weird. Weird. Ivory Guardians. 2 white and 4. Protection from red. As long as an opponent controls any red cards, all Guardians get +1/+1. Okay. We have Ledev Guardian. 3 and a white. Human Knight. Unfortunately, it's not a Guardian, even though it's in its name. Tenement Crasher. Pollen Bright Druid. Puppet Master. 3 blue. If target creature is put into graveyard, return to its owner's hand. Pay 3. Return Puppet Master to its owner's hands. Use this ability only when the creature Puppet Master enchants returns to its owner's hand. Acrobat. Let's see. 1, a black and a red. A human rogue, 2/3. Spectacle. Let's see. Pay a black. Acrobat gains death touch until end of turn. Pay a red. Acrobat gets +2/-2 until end of turn. And we have Sleeper Agent. black. When Sleeper Agent comes into play, target opponent gains control of it. During your upkeep, Sleeper Agent deals 2 damage to you. Oh, this sounds like a fun card. Just screw with your opponents if they don't have a really good sack outlet. The problem is it's a 3/3, but that could be fun in certain playstyles of deck. In certain deck playstyles. I'm working on trying to pronunciate better and trying to speak more clearly. I know there's a lot I can do to improve on in terms of my speaking, and I hope by doing these videos I'll continue to improve. So our first card here is Underhanded Designs. 1 in a black, enchantment, uncommon from Kaladesh. Let's see, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain a life. So we're playing black artifacts, not bad. You pay 1 in a black, sacrifice it, destroy target creature, activates its ability only if you control 2 or more artifacts. Not bad. And Kaladesh, I can imagine, was pretty good black removal. Unraveling Mummy, a Mummy. 1 in white and a black, zombie. 2/3. Pay 1 in white, target attacking zombie gains lifelink until end of turn. Pay 1 in a black, target attacking zombie gains death touch until end of turn. Zombies typically aren't white. The first set of white zombies were introduced was in Amonkhet, and this is the Hour of Devastation, which is the following set after Amonkhet. I think it's great, but I don't know if there's a lot of decks that are using the white colored zombies. Skyskiff 2, flying, artifact vehicle, 2/3, crew 1. Okay. Untethered Express, 4, artifact vehicle, trample whenever Untethered Express attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on it, crew 1, 4/4. Thirsting Axe, 3. Artifact equipment from, I think, Shadows. This is Shadows over Innistrad, I think. Equipped creature gets +4/+0. It's the Innistrad with the Eldrazi in it. At the beginning of your end step, if equipped creature didn't deal combat damage to your creature this turn, sacrifice it. Equip 2. So, it makes your creatures become super murderous. Nice. Exalting Cultist, 2 in a blue. Bog Rats, okay. A black, 1/1 cannot be blocked by walls. Neat rat, definitely not going in my rat deck though, there's much better rats. Unknown Shores, Ixalan. This is a pretty common reprint they do in sets just as a mana fixing land. Well, this is more of a mana filter. It taps for colorless and you have to pay a mana into it to get mana of color out of it. Blossom Dryad, and Oath of Gideon. This is from the Zendikar, or Oath of the Gatewatch set, I think. Legendary enchantment, 2 in a white. When this card enters the battlefield, you put 2 1/1 white core ally creature tokens in the battlefield. Each planeswalker you control enters the battlefield with an additional loyalty counter on it. Okay. I want to flip it like that. Okay. Okay, we have Armory Guard. Oneirophage, Squid Illusion, 3 blue, flying, 1/2. Whenever you draw a card, you put a 1/1 counter on. That seems like it could get out of hand fast. Settle the Score, 2 and 2 black. Dominaria, exile target creature, put 2 loyalty counters on a planeswalker you control. Foreboding Fruit. This is Energy Flux, 2 and a blue, enchantment. When during each player's upkeep, destroy all artifacts that player controls. That player may pay an additional 2 for each artifact he or she wishes to prevent Energy Flux from destroying. It's actually not a bad enchantment, especially for Commander. Not sure what to put that under. Probably uncommon. Sorin's Vengeance, 4 and 3. From the M12 set. Sorin's Vengeance deals 10 damage to target player and you gain 10 life. Not bad. Blue Elemental Blast. Counters a red spell. Being cast or destroys a red card in play. Savage Lands. Ooh, this is Jund's colors. Savage Lands enters the battlefield tapped. Mighty Leap, 1 and a white. Instant, target creature gets +2/+2, gains flying until end of turn. And we have Spiteful Motives, 3 and a red, enchantment aura. Uncommon from Innistrad, Flash, enchanted creature gets +3/+0 and has first strike. Now, a lot of these cards I haven't seen, so if I take a minute sometimes to read these cards, that's why, because a lot of these cards I've not ever seen before. Ooh, Vivid Crag comes into play tapped with 2 charge counters on it. Tap it to add red to your mana pool. You can remove a charge counter, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This is a really useful land card. It'll always tap for red, but if you're playing multicolored, it'll let you tap for your needed color. That's a pretty good pull. Sage Rose Savant. Malphus Doorbuster from Kaladesh. 3 and a red. When this card enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy counters. Whenever Malphus Doorbuster attacks, you may pay an energy. If you do, target creature can't block this turn. This was a mechanic strictly to Kaladesh with the energy tokens. We have Plummet, common enough reprint. We have Rune Sword, 6 artifact. 3 and tap, target attacking creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Any creature damaged by that creature cannot regenerate this turn. If such a creature receives lethal damage this turn, remove it from the game. If the target leaves play before end of turn, bury Rune Sword. So the wording on this translate to modern day version would be target attacking creature gets +2/+0. Any creature can't be regenerated. And if a creature were to die, exile it. If the target of this card is no longer valid, you would put this in your graveyard. So if I'm putting some of these, people yell at me that I'm putting some of these old cards in the wrong pile. Don't blame me. A lot of the older sets didn't have the rarity symbols, and even if they did have set symbols, they did not have the you had to look up what the rarities were. It was real confusing. Let's see, Naga Eternal. What's this? Ebony Charm, black. Choose 1. A target opponent loses a life, you gain a life. Remove from the game up to 3 cards any player's graveyard, or target creature cannot be blocked this turn except by artifact or black creatures, which is effectively Fear. That's an interesting one. Mark of the Vampires. Grim Horspex, 2 and a black, human wizard, 3/2. This is from Khans of Tarkir. Morph, black. You may cast this card face down as a 2/2 creature for 3. Turn it face up anytime for its morph cost. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, draw a card. Pretty good. And Flash Flood, blue. Destroy target red permanent or return target mound to owner's hand. Okay. Okay, we've got Omen of the Sun from the recent Theros block. Also from Theros. House Guildmage from the Ravnica set. Dimir, 2/2. Target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, and you can pay 2 in a black, tap and surveil 2. Slime Molding, X green, create an XX green ooze creature token. Insolent Neonate, red. Menace, discard a card, sacrifice Insolent Neonate, draw a card, 1/1. Highway Robber, 2 and 2 black. Human Mercenary, when Highway Robber enters the battlefield, target opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. I don't even know what set symbol that is. Huh. Commune with the Gods, 1 and a green. This is from I think the original Theros block. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put a creature or enchantment from among them into your hand, put the rest in your graveyard. Okay. And another Witch Hunter. Village Messenger. Oh, these are always neat. It's so it's red, 1/1 haste. At the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast last turn, transform Village Messenger. And they're double-sided like this. Moonrise Intruder, Werewolf, Menace. At the beginning of each upkeep, if a player casts 2 or more spells last turn, transform Moonrise Intruder. So it has the potential, so you play this turn 1 red, cast it, then on your opponent, well, I don't know, it's still interesting. I always like the werewolf cards, they were always really neat. And we have Xenographed. I think this is a Phyrexian card. 4 and a blue. As Xenographed enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Each creature you control is a chosen type in addition to its other types. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. So we've got, first of all, Colossal Dreadmaw, Cowl Prowler. It's a worm. Epitaph Golem. Oh, I didn't realize this was a reprint because they reprinted this in Core 21, but I guess it makes sense that was from Innistrad. Ooh, Piper the Swarm, not a bad one. I unfortunately already have a playset at ease, and I already have the promo version of this for the bundle, the Throne of Eldraine bundle came with a promo variant. That's a close-up of his face, and it's great. I love the foiling on it. Really creepy artwork. So this one's a lot of fun. 1 in a black. Rats you control have Menace. 1 in a black, tap, create a 1/1 black rat creature token. Pay 2 and 2 black, sacrifice 3 rats, gain control of target creature. Bonded Horncrest, 3 and a red. Bonded Horncrest can attack or block alone, 5/5. Okay. Odapek Huntmaster, 1 in a red. Human Shaman, 1/2. Dinosaur spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Target dinosaur gains haste until end of turn. Neat. Speedway Fanatic, 1 in a red, uncommon. Human Pilot, haste. Whenever Speedway Fanatic crews a vehicle, that vehicle gains haste until end of turn. Take Inventory, 1 in a blue. Draw a card and draw cards equal to the number of cards named Take Inventory in your graveyard. This is pretty much the same as Frantic Inventory. Dune Beetle from Amonkhet. And we have Ghirapur Osprey. We have a Vampire Revenant, 3 in a black, Vampire Spirit. Garenberg Paladin. Treacherous Blessing from the recent Theros block, 2 in a black. When this enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose a life. Whenever this becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. The concept of this card is it's 3 for 3 cards. You have to get rid of it as soon as you can, or else it's just going to keep pinging you for life. Blood Mist, 3 in a red. Beginning combat in your turn, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. Not bad. Spreading Flame, 6 in a red. Deals 6 damage damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures. Vizier of the Anointed from Our Devastation, 3 in a blue. When this card enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with Eternalize or Embalm. Put that creature into your graveyard and shuffle your library. Whenever you activate Eternalize or Embalm ability, draw a card. Those were, Embalm was specifically Amonkhet. Internalize was specifically Hour of Devastation, mechanically. But they do effectively the same thing. Tormented Thoughts, 2 in a black, sorcery. As an additional cost of Torment, to cast Tormented Thoughts, sacrifice a creature. Target player discards a number of cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Interesting. Grandmother Sengir, 4 in a black, Summon Legend. 1 in a black, tap. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn. So, funny enough, they just announced that Baron Sengir, who made the quote, is getting a new card in Commander Legends, which will be coming out in probably later this year, probably after Zendikar drops. But this isn't. She's not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. Findhorn Bow, 2 artifact, 3 and tap. Target creature gains first strike until end of turn. Okay. We have Apprentice Wizard, 1 and 2 blue. Blue tap, add 3 to your mana pool, play this abilities and interrupt. Okay, so it's a colorless mana dork. Neat. Let's keep going. Let's see what we got next. Okay, we've got Open the Gates. Got Delirium Skeins. 2 and a black. Each player discards 3 cards. Abbey Matron, 2 and a white. Summon Cleric. White tap, +0/+3 until end of turn. Unsummon. This is a common enough reprint, but it's always neat seeing the older art for it. Blue, return target creature to owner's hand. Enchantments on target creature are discarded. Demon Fire. This is from one of the older Ravnica sets. I think it's Dragon's Maze, I want to say. X and a white. X and a red. Demon Fire deals X damage to target creature player. If a creature dealt damage this way would be put into a graveyard this turn, removed from the game instead. Hellbent. If you have no cards in hand, Demon Fire can't be countered by spells or abilities, and the damage can't be prevented. Neat. We have Malfunction, 3 and a blue. Enchant artifact or creature. When this enters the battlefield, tap enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent doesn't untap during controller's untap step. Okay. Prey upon green. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Solid green fight spell. Phalanx Leader. This is actually from Modern Masters? I think. 2 white, 1/1, Human Soldier, Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets this card, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Bloodfire Expert. 2 and a red, Ifrit Monk, Raymond Swanland. Signed by him? Gotta take a closer look at this. Just a second. I'll have to... You know what? I'm gonna have to call up the owner over at from the Vault and ask him, because I can't read whose signature this is. I would assume it has to be the artist, but I'm gonna put that in the sleeve just in case, because I have no idea. I can't make out whose that is. I'll probably have to include an update once I find out, but it's got a signature on it, so let's put it in the sleeve. So that's interesting. I didn't even know there were going to be signed cards in this. Well, let's keep going. Ravenous Harpy. 2 and a black. Harpy, 1/2 flying, pay 1 secondary creature, put a 1/1 counter on Ravenous Harpy. Okay. Okay. Let's see, we've got Shambling Attendants, Zombie from Cons. Festering Wound. 1 and a black, enchant creature. Is this a Phyrexian card? The art certainly makes it look like it. Beginning of your upkeep, you may put an infection counter on Festering Wound. At the beginning of upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, Festering Wound deals X damage to that player, where X is the number of infection counters on Festering Wound. Ooh, infection. That's a... So, I guess if you get... so it's not... No, it's not infect, it's infection. But that's still interesting. It really punishes your opponent for keeping a really good card on the field for a long time. That's an interesting one. Let's see. Rat Colony. This is actually like a $2 card. Seed of the Synod. It's an artifact land. Tap it, add blue to your mana pool. Wall of Shadows. Tormented Soul. Malphus Doorbuster again. Volunteer Militia, 1/2. Pious Wayfarer from Theros. Ooh, Mystic Enforcer. Human Nomad Mystic. This is a foil time-shifted card. 2 green and a white. Wow, the foiling makes it a little hard to read. Protection from black. Threshold. Mystic Enforcer gets +3/+3 and has flying as long as 7 or more cards in your graveyard. That's interesting. I think I'm going to put that in the sleeve. Unfortunately, because some of these cards I'm not super familiar with, I'm not really sure what their values are. The Rat Colony I know just offhand because I run a deck with a ton of them in it. I'm going to put the time shifted card there just because I don't know what pile to put it in. Okay, let's see what we got. Rumbling Sentry, Rakdos Trumpeter, Audacious Infiltrator. We've got Epicure of Blood, Living Armor. 4 artifact. Tap it. Sacrifice living armor. You put a +0/+X counter on target creature where X is equal to that creature's casting cost. Okay. Paradise Druid. This is getting rotated out of standard shortly, but it's a really good card. 1 in a green, 2/1. It has Hexproof as long as it's untapped. You tap it, add 1 mana of any color. The fact it gets Hexproof makes it a lot more annoying to deal with. The fact that you have to wait till your opponent uses the mana before you can destroy it means that oftentimes it can be difficult to deal with. So, see, Koshuko Keep land. Add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. You pay 1, add red to your mana pool, pay 2, add black to your mana pool, pay 2, add green to your mana pool. Huh, I wonder if that was a cycle. That's an interesting land. Spreading Rot. Oh. We have another Grim Horspex. We have Boomerang, 2 blue. Return target permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Okay, we've got In Bolus's Clutches from Dominaria, 2 blue and 4. Enchant permanent. You control enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent is legendary. Your contra. This was interesting. I think this was leading up to War of the Spark, where Liliana had to follow Bolus's orders. Prized Griffin, Invasive Species, Lightning Shrieker, Implement of Ferocity. 1 green, sacrifice Implement of Ferocity. You put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. When this card is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. Okay, interesting. So it's a little bit of green buff and ramp, and card draw. Okay. Dance with the Devils. 3 in a red, instant, uncommon from Innistrad. Put 2/1 red devil creature tokens on the battlefield. They have, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Famished Paladin, 1 in a white. Vampire Knight, 3/3. Doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever you gain life, untap Famished Paladin. Okay. We have Broken Bond. 1 in a green. Destroy a target artifact or enchantment. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Shambling Suit. This is an uncommon from Throne of Eldraine. Shambling Suit's power is equal to the number of artifacts or enchantments you control. And we have a Dragon Broodmother. We pulled... Oh, this is actually from the Mystery Booster. We pulled one of these out of the Mystery Booster the other day. 3 red and a green, 2 additional, flying, 4/4, dragon. At beginning of each upkeep, put a 1/1 red and green dragon creature token flying and Devour 2 into play. Devour is, as the token comes into play, you may sacrifice any number of creatures. It comes into play with twice that many 1/1 counters on it. Nice. Okay, we've got Unmake. I think this is from... let's see, it's Morningtide and Morning Tide and Evening Tide, I think. I'll have to double check. Vial of Poison, M14, pay 1, 1 cost, artifact, pay 1, sack it. Target creature gains step touch until end of turn. Okay. Armored Pegasus, 1 white, 1 in a white, flying, 1/2. Wolf's Quarry. Dracusef, Maw of Flames, rare from M20. 3 red, 4 additional. Flying, whenever this card attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. Dawning Angel. Browbeat. I don't even know what set that is. 2 in a red. Any player may have Browbeat deal 5 damage to him or her. If no one does, target player draws 3 cards. Huh, interesting. Stab Wound, 2 in a black. Enchant creature gets -2/-2. Beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, that player loses 2 life. Okay. Legion Conquistador, so tiny, and that's it for that pack. Okay, we have to start Squallmonger. 3 in a green, Monger. 3/3. Pay 2. If this card deals 1 damage to each creature with flying and each player, any player may activate this ability. Oh, well, that seems like it'd be fun in a commander game. It's a card. These cards that let any player use this ability are always really interesting. Irreverent Revelers. Living Armor again. Veladar Sovereign. That's not bad. 4 and 2 white. Vigilance Lifelink 4/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 40 or more life, you win the game. I think this is actually banned in Commander. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check. Ooh, we got a foil. We have Breaking and Entering. Let's see. Breaking, Dimir, Sorcery. Target player puts the top 8 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. And Entering. 4 and a red and a black, sorcery, put a creature card from graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste until end of turn. Fuse, you may cast 1 or both halves of this card from your hand. Interesting. Is this a 3rd of May 2013? I wonder if this is a pre-release promo. Huh. We have Centaur Nurturer. We have Enchantment Alteration, blue. Switch target enchantment from one creature to another or from one land to another. That enchantment's new target must be legal. The controller of the enchantment does not change. Treat the enchantment as though just cast on a new target. Okay. The Binding of the Titans, 1 in a green. This is a saga. As the saga enters and after your draw step, you add a lore counter. Sacrifice after 3 lore counters. So the way these work is that you each upkeep when you play your next upkeep, the following upkeep, and you do all 3 of them. It's like enchantment that only lasts on the board for so long. Saga 1, each player puts the top 3 cards of his or her of their library into their graveyard. Saga 2, exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards for each creature card exiled. This way you gain 1 life. 3, return target creature land card from your graveyard to your hand. Deadweight, black, enchant creature gets -2/-2. Just got reprinted in Ikoria. And Magma Spray, red. Deals 2 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Okay, we've got Destined and Lead. 1 in a black. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. Lead, Sorcery, Aftermath. Cast this spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. All creatures able to block target creature this turn do so. Interesting. We have another Unsummon. Ultimate Price, 1 in a black. Destroy target monocolored creature from Dragons of Tarkir. Thrill Kill Assassin, 1 and a black. Death Touch, 1/2 unleash. You may have this creature, enter battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. It can't block as long as it has a 1/1 counter on it. Huh. Evolutionary Leap. Oh, this is a nice one. 1 in a green. Enchantment. Pay green, sacrifice a creature, reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal a creature card. You put that card into your hand and the rest of the bottom of your library in any order. This can be powerful in the right deck, and I know people like it in Commander. We have Infuriate, Unexplained Disappearances, Tranquil Expanse. Enters battlefield, tap, tap for green or white. That's not a bad Commander land. We've got Culling Mark. Okay, that's from Theros. And Cast into Darkness, also from Theros. Okay, let's keep going. We have Honor Guard. We have Roaring Primodox, 3 in green. Beast 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. That's not... I don't know, it's got uses. I don't like it personally, but I guess it lets you retrigger ETB effects. Pressure point, 1 and a white. Okay. Squire's Devotion. Oraska Raptor. Bombard. Malevolent Whispers again. Escape Velocity from Theros Beyond Death, red. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0, has haste. Escape. Exile 2 other cards from your graveyard. Alter the Pantheon. And we have Nephalia Moondrakes from the Innistrad set. 5 and 2 blue. 5/5 flying. When this card enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until end of turn. You do 4 and 2 blue. You exile this from your graveyard. Creatures you control gain flying from until end of turn. Neat. Okay, we've got Destined Lead again. Dedan, 2 blue, summon Dedan. Cannot attack if defending player controls no islands. If at any time you control no islands, bury Dedan. Okay. Ukud Cobra, 3 black, Death Touch, 2/5. Throwing Knife, 2 artifact equipment, gets +2/+0. Whenever equipped creature attacks, you may sacrifice this card. If you do, Throwing Knife deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Interesting. Okay. Demon Fire again. Annex Hardened in the Forge. 2 red, additional legendary enchantment creature Demigod, star 3. Annex's power is equal to your devotion to red. That's each red pip in the mana cost of permanents you control count towards your devotion to red. Whenever Annex or another non-token creature you control dies, you create a 1/1 red Satyr creature token. With this creature can't block. If the creature has power 4 or greater, create 2 of those tokens instead. Underhanded Designs again. Scoured Barrens. Charging Badger. Honey Badger don't care. And Cast into Darkness. So yeah, some of these packs are a bit of duds, but we still have had some really interesting ones so far. Let's see. Hunt the Weak. Needle Drop. What is this art? Pay red, instant Needle Drop deals 1 damage to target creature player that was dealt damage this turn. Draw a card. That's funny. Saheeli's Artistry, 4 and 2 blue. Sorcery, choose 1 or both. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Interesting. That's a neat rare. Naturalize, coming in a free print. Luminous Bonds. Brazen Scourge. 2 red and an additional Gremlin Haste 3/3. Crosstown Courier. Conifer Strider. Ooh, that's actually kind of spooky. Chandra's Revolution. Act of Treason. Okay. Okay, we've got Ancient Crab. Untethered Express again. Vile Manifestation, 1 in a black creature horror. This card gets +1/+0 for each card with cycling in your graveyard. Cycling 2, 0, 4. Huh. Mireki Rebarret. Esper, white, blue, and black. Summon Legend. This does not untap during your untap phase. Tap. Gain control of target creature. Lose control of that creature if you lose control of Mireki Rebarret. If Mireki Rebarret leaves player, becomes untapped, bury that creature. That I'm going to put in there. That's a really interesting. That's an old school legend. Feverent Paincaster, 2 in a red. Human Wizard, 3/1. Tap it, deals 1 damage to target player. Tap it, exert. It deals 1 damage to target creature. And exert creature won't untap during your next untap step. Presence of Gond. Nihil Spellbomb, artifact 1. Tap it, sack it, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. When this card is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay black. If you do, draw a card. Okay, so it's like a Tormod's Crypt, and you have to pay black. If you pay black, you get a card. Not bad. It's graveyard target. Ancestors Chosen, 2 and 5, Human Cleric, uncommon 4/4 first strike. When this enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each card in your graveyard. That's actually not bad for Commander. Whip Flare, 1 in a red. It deals 2 damage to each non-artifact creature. Swans of Bryn Argol, 2 hybrid white-blue mana, 2 additional. Bird Spirit, 4/3 flying. If a source would deal damage to Swans of Bryn Argol, prevent that damage. The source's controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented this way. Huh. Interesting. That's an interesting card from Lorwyn. Let's see, we've got a Vivisection. Dreadship Wreath. Tap it, add 1 colorless. You can pay 1, tap it, put a storage counter on it. Pay 1, remove X storage counters from Dreadship Wreath. Add X mana in any combination of blue and or black to your mana pool. Okay, so you can. So it's a way to store extra colored mana if you have it. Frenzied Goblin, red. Whenever this attacks, you may pay red. If you do, target creature can't block this turn. Okay. Hill Giant, 3 in a red, 3/3. Rampage of the Clans, 3 in a green. Destroy all artifacts and enchantments for each permanent destroyed. This way, its controller creates a 3/3 green centaur creature token. Crush. Paladin of the Bloodstained. Virulent Plague, 2 in a black. Creature tokens get -2/-2. Huh. Oh, wrong pile. Siege Modification, 1 and 2. Red. Enchant creature vehicle. As long as enchant permanent is a vehicle, it's a creature in addition to its other types. Enchant creature gets +3/+0, has first strike. So this lets your vehicles attack without having to be crude, I think. Or maybe I'm misinterpreting that. Well, it gives them the creature type, so maybe it allows them to... No, I think it does let them attack without having to be crude. Ballot Broker. Cloaked Siren. Destined and Lead. Dan again. Ukud Cobra. Throwing Knife. Demon Fire. I've had 3 Demon Fires so far. Arena Trickster. Underhand Designs. Windscarred Crag. Charging Badger. Okay, we've got Deadly Recluse, Hasran Ogress, a Russian War Beast, 5 and 2 green. Whenever this card deals combat damage to one or more blocking creatures, it manifests the top card of the library. You put it on the battlefield face down, and it's a 2/2 creature. Turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Street Spasm, X and a red, instant, deals X damage to target creature without flying you don't control. You can overload it for XX red. You cast a spell for its overload cost. If you do, change its text by replacing instances of target with each. Sidisi's Faithful. Diplomatic Immunity, 1 in blue. Enchant creature can't beat the target spells or abilities. Diplomatic Immunity can't beat the target spells or ability. So it's hexproof. It gives something hexproof and gives the enchantment hexproof. Interesting. Akum Firebird, 2 and 2 red. Creature Phoenix, Flying Haste. It attacks each turn if able. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 4 and 2 red. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay. Standard Phoenix keeps coming back alive. Arcane Sanctum, not bad. ETB's tapped. You can add Esper, one of the 3 Esper colors, white, blue, or black, to your mana pool. Untethered Express, and Smoldering Crater. No. Well, you know, there's a werewolf. Unraveling Mummy. Solitary Hunter. Let's see that werewolf. One of the pack. Neat. Dissension in the ranks. 3 and 2 red. Instant target blocking creature fights another target blocking creature. Fun. Oh, that went in the wrong pile. Spell Blast. X in blue. Counter target spell. X is the casting cost of target spell. Put that in the rares. Vampire Bat. Imperial Aerosaur, 3 and a white, flying. When a ATBs and our target creature control gets +1/+1 and gains flying, it's on the turn. Blood Fray Giant, 2 and 2 red. Trample, Unleash. Okay. Apprentice Wizard. This card is in Russian. Yeah, I'll look that up later. Unscythe, Killer of Kings. Legendary artifact equipment. 1/2 black and red in Grixis. Equipped creature gets +3/+3, has its first strike. Whenever a creature dealt damage by equipped creature this turn is put into a graveyard, you may remove that card from the game. If you do, put a 2/2 black zombie creature token into play. Fun! Now these, I'm not sure... not sure what happened with these if they fell out of a pack, but I have them here. Double-sided token, Tranquil Cove, Wishcoin Crab, and Bastard's Lieutenant. I'm betting, I think they might have gotten stuck between some of the packs, or they fell out of one of the packs I picked up. Let's see, Suntail Hawk. Overwhelm, 5 and 2 green. Sorcery, Convoke. Your creatures can help cast a spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 colorless or 1 mana of that creature's color. Creatures you control get +3/+3 until the turn. A Riparian Tiger, 3 and 2 green. Okay. Dusk Charger, Vampire Horse, Brazen Freebooter, Crash the Ramparts, Ulrich's Kindred, 2 and a red, Wolf Trample, 3 and a green. Target attacking wolf or werewolf gains indestructible time of turn. Dreamstalker Manicore, 2 and a red. Whenever you enchantment creature Manicore, 4/2. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, Dreamstalker Manicore deals 1 damage to any target. Whirlwind Denial, 2 and a blue, instant, uncommon. For each spell or ability your opponent controls, counter unless its controller pays 4. And we have a Thought Sponge, 3 and a blue. This is from a Commander set. Flash 1/1. Thought Sponge enters the battlefield with a number 1/1 counters on it equal to the greatest number of cards an opponent has drawn this turn. When this card dies, draw cards equal to its power. That's interesting. Oh, wow. Sanctum of Ugin. I saw this being played at Commander today. Tap it. Add 1 to your mana pool. Whenever you cast a colorless spell with converted mana cost 7 or greater, you may sacrifice Sanctum of Ugin. If you do, search your library for a colorless creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. Nice. Warstorm Surge, 5 and a red. Enchantment, rare. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature player. Yikes. Oh, is this an all rare pack? Nice. Scourge of Valkis, 2 and 3 red, dragon, flying 4/4. Whenever this card or another dragon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals X damage to target creature or player, where X is the number of dragons you control. Dragons love it. Red Scourge gets +1/+0 until the turn, and you can pump it. Savra, Queen of the Golgari, 2, a black and a green. Legendary creature, Elf Shaman, 2/2. Whenever you sacrifice a black creature, you may pay 2 life. If you do, each other player sacrifices a creature. Whenever you sacrifice a green creature, you may gain 2 life. Madcap Experiment, 3 and a red. Sorcery, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal an artifact card. Put that card on the battlefield and rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It deals damage to you equal to the number of cards revealed this way. Eon Hub, 5 artifact players skip their upkeep steps. Okay. That's an interesting one. Thraxamundar, 4 blue, black, red. Grixis, zombie assassin. That's from a commander set, I want to say. 6/6 haste. Whenever it attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature. Whenever a player sacrifices a creature, you may put a 1/1 counter on Thraxamundar. Ooh, that looks like a fun deck. Eldrazi Mimic, 2. Whenever another colorless creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may change its base power toughness to that creature's power toughness until end of turn. Interesting. Collective Efforts, 1 and 2 white. Sorcery, rare. Escalate, tap an untapped creature you control. Pay this cost for each mode chosen beyond the first. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Destroy target enchantment to put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. Diluvian Primordial, 5 and 2 blue creature avatar flying. When this card enters the battlefield for each opponent, you may cast up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Card cast this way would be put into a graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Okay. That was a fun pack. Got a mythic, got a whole bunch of rares I've never seen. Okay, we got Gifted Aetherborn, 2 black. Death Touch Lifelink, 2/3. Aben Windmage. Brawl Bash Ogre, 2 in Rakdos, red and black. Menace, 3/3. Whenever it attacks, you can second our creature. If you do, it gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Dawn Evangel, 2 and a white from the recent Theros block. Whenever a creature dies, if an aura you controlled was attached to it, return target creature cost with target creature card with CMC 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand, 2/3. Mog Flunkies. And it's Tim, Prodigal Sorcerer. Tim is the name that a lot of guys give this card. He is, if you haven't seen Monty Python, you really should. I think then you'll get the joke. 2 and a blue. Tap it. Prodigal Sorcerer deals 1 damage to target creature, player 1/1. Oh, that's a name. Icatian Javelineers, white, 1/1. Creature, human soldier, time shifted. This comes into play with a javelin counter on it. Remove a javelin counter, and it deals 1 damage to target creature, player. Okay. Weird. Lingering Souls, 2 and a white. You put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. Flashback 1 and black. You can cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it. Terminate. Solid red. This is red black staple destruction card. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Wild Ricochet, 2 and 2 red. You may choose new targets for target instant or sorcery spell, then copy that spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. Fun. We're getting down to, this is the 5th to last pack. We've got Child of Night, Gift of Strength, Cower in Fear, Abbey Matron, Gaseous Form. Ooh, Obelisk of Alara. This is from Conflux. This is a pre-release promo. Nice. Wow. So you pay 6, artifact. Pay 1 in white, you gain 5 life. Pay 1 in a blue, you draw a card and discard a card. Pay 1 in a black. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Pay 1 in a red, deals 3 damage to target player. Pay 1 in a green, gets +4/+4. So you can play this in almost any color. It's neat, for sure. Spontaneous Artist, Elvish Rejuvenator, Frozen Aether, 3 in a blue, enchantment, artifact creatures and lands your opponent's control come to play tapped. Ooh, frustrating. Aromancer. Weaver of Lightning, 2 in a red, reach 1/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 1 damage to target creature your opponent controls. Okay. And another one. We have Reckless Scholar, 2 in a blue. Tap it, target player draws a card and discards a card, 2/1. Okay. Crumbling Vestige, land. Let's see, enters the battlefield tapped. It enters the battlefield and 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Otherwise, it taps for colorless. Joven's Tools, 6, artifact. 4, tap it, target creature cannot be blocked except by walls until end of turn. Shield of the Ages, 2, artifact, 2, prevent 1 damage to you. Okay. And another Apprentice Wizard, Oathsworn Vampire, 1 in a black, Vampire Knight, 2/2, enters battlefield tapped. You may cast this from your graveyard if you gain life this turn. Malevolent Noble, and we have Erebos' Intervention. X in black, choose 1, target creature gets -X until end of turn, you gain X life. Exile up to twice X target cards from graveyards. Okay. Briarbridge Patrol, 3 in a green, and when it deals damage to target to 1 or more creatures, investigate. You put a colorless clue artifact token onto the battlefield with 2, sacrifice this card, draw a card. Beginning of each end step, if you sacrifice 3 or more clues this turn, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Stitch Drake, Broken Bond, Ash Zealot, 2 red, first strike, haste, 2/2. Whenever a player casts a spell from a graveyard, Ash Zealot deals 3 damage to that player. Naturalize, Savage Alliance, 2 in a red, escalate 1, pay this for each, call it 1 for each mode chosen beyond the first. Choose 1 or more. Creature target player controls gains trampled on the turn. Savage Alliance deals 2 damage to target creature, deals 1 damage to each creature target opponent controls. Kite Sail, 2, artifact, equipment, equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has flying. Sliver Construct. Defiant Salvager. Okay, and we start off with the Eldrazi Mimic. Oh, That's a promo Tarka. Nice, world render. 5, a red and a green. I'm going to sleeve that up. Oh, oh, this is going to be a fun one. That's nice. So Atarka says 5 red and a green flying trample legendary creature dragon. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. Now we have Scepter of Fugu, 2 black artifact, 1 and a black tap. Target player discards a card. Play this ability only during your turn. Hum of the Radix, 2 and 2 green. Enchantment. Each artifact spell costs 1 more to play for each artifact its controller controls. Oof. That's frustrating. Urtai's Meddling, X and a blue, interrupt. When target spell is successfully cast, put X delay counters on it. X cannot be 0. During each upkeep of that spell's caster, remove the delay counter from the spell. If the spell has no delay counters on it, it resolves. Fun. Scourge of Skull of Vale, 2 and a green. Creature Hydra, trample. Scourge of the Veil enters the battlefield with 2 1/1 counters on it. You can sack another creature, put a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the sacrifice creature's toughness. Winds of Wrath, 3 and 2 white. Destroy all creatures with no enchantments on them. Those creatures cannot be regenerated this turn. Wow, that's a board wipe. Talus Paladin, 3 and a white. Human Knight ally, 2/3. Whenever Paladin or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may have allies you control gain lifelink until end of turn, and you may put a 1/1 counter on Talus Paladin. Livewire Lash, 2 artifact equipment. A equipped creature gets +2/+0, has whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell, this creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. And Stirring Wildwoods, ETB's tapped, you can add green or white to your mana pool. You can pay 1, a green and a white until end of turn. Stirring Wildwood becomes a 3/4 green and white elemental creature will reach and still land. And we're on to our last pack. See what we got. And we start off with Stirring Wildwood. Oh, this is another rare pack. Wow. Eldrazi Mimic. Bend or Break. 3. Oh, this is a promo. Jeez. Let's hide this. Wow. So 3 and a red. Each player separates all lane cards he or she controls into 2 face-up piles. For each player, an opponent chooses a pile. Destroy all lands in that pile. Tap all lands in the other pile. Oh, that is land destruction at its finest. Let's keep going here. We have 8 and a half tails. 2 white. Legendary creature Fox Cleric 2/2. 1 and a white, target permanent you control gains protection from white until end of turn. Target spell or permanent becomes white until end of turn. Ooh, white shenanigans, fun. Hua Tao, Honored Physician, 1 and 2 green. Legendary creature human, 1/2. Tap it, put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Activate this ability only during your turn before attackers are declared. Ether Sworn Adjudicator, 4 and a blue. Artifact creature, Vidalcan Knight, Mythic, 4/4 flying. Pay 1 white and black, destroy target, tap it, destroy target creature enchantment, 2 and a blue, untap target Ether Sworn Adjudicator. Oh, that can get nasty. Champion of Ronas, 3 and a green. Jackal Warrior, 3/3. You may exert Champion of Ronas as it attacks. When you do, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Wow. Ogre Battle Driver, 2 and 2 red. Ogre Warrior, 3/3. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Talus Paladin, and another Livewire Rash. So, I'm going to do a quick recap. So, I spent about $30 for 36 packs. There's a deal for $5 for 6 packs. And otherwise it's $1 per pack. And I'm going to say that I was pretty impressed with these. Now, yes, these are not going to be the any. It's not going to be amazing most of the time. I'm still pretty happy with it. This got me some cards I've never even had or seen before. These feel really interesting. The fact that this is signed makes me want to know what the story behind this is, and I want to talk to the owner of the shop there and ask him about it. I got a Russian card, so I have that now. And I've gotten, let's see, out of all those packs, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got like 6 mythics, a bunch of different legendary creatures, a really big pile of rares, a big pile of uncommons and cards I think probably should be in the uncommon. And then I have I have less commons than most everything else, surprisingly. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm only looking at one pile. So yeah, I mean, it's still pretty obvious that you're going to get a lot of commons out of this. But I think this, for how cheap it is, I think it's not bad for what it is. And you do have the potential to pull something good. Like these are 2 promos. This is a foil time-shifted card. I've got a signed card. And I've got some cards that I definitely want to be making into commander decks. And this just seems evil, man. Like, really. So, I'm going to say, I had a lot of fun with this. This is something I might pick up more of in the future. I've been attending their Commander League on Sundays. That starts at 12. And they're in Liverpool, New York. It's called From the Vault Games. A lot of players there because it is right next to Syracuse, so you get a lot of Syracuse players there. And yes, everybody's wearing a mask. No need to be concerned about that. It's fun. They do a monthly league. This one's getting ready to wrap up, but they should be starting up another league at the beginning of next month here. And they're also big on, they do a lot of tournaments. I can't speak. And if you're looking for more of the high-end commander staples, lands, commanders, check them out. They have a case full of expensive cards. So if you're looking to throw down some money for some pricey cards, they're the place to go. I had a lot of fun there today, and I'm hoping to bring more of this to you, and who knows, maybe at some point we'll pull dual land and I'll scream like a little girl. Anyways, this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you around. See ya.